Hello everyone, Miss Argarn here. Today we're going to do a Let's Draw of Princess Mononoke, and this was suggested by Frank Valchiria. I think I'm butchering that name probably. I'm sorry. If you want to check out his channel, I'll leave a link in the description. Let's go ahead and get started. As usual, we'll start with the guides, and that means I'm going to start with a circle. Actually, I'm going to draw this a little bit bigger. I think we should draw it in a 3/4 profile sort of view today. So I'm going to draw my vertical guideline down like so, and then my horizontal line about there. So you can picture her face will be like that, but we're going to do a little better job than that. I'm going to go ahead and already move this up a little bit too, just so we can kind of get that position right. So now we're going to draw in her face shape, and we're going to start here is her forehead, and this horizontal guideline represents about where her eyes are. So I'm just going to kind of go in there, and actually her nose will be coming out and interrupting, but, her nose will come out and stick out just a little touch here, but for now I'm just going to loosely sketch in the cheek area, and we can go back and refine it later. And we'll have the chin like that, and it'll go up something like that, and she's got kind of a narrow anime style chin. I'm not going to draw her just like the anime style. If you've never seen a Let's Draw before, I do this in my style. I just think it works out a little bit more fun that way. So something like that. I'm going to take this transform tool and just quickly make an adjustment rather than redrawing it. I think that'll be a little bit easier. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and draw in the neck area a little bit here. It'll come down like so, and she'll have her shoulders coming out like that, and then at the back, kind of where her ear will be, the back of her neck will come out and come down, then her shoulders will eventually come out. And I think maybe I'm going to move this down just a touch and shrink it as well, just to kind of match up all these sizes right now while we're still in the beginning stages. So now we are going to draw in her features, starting with the bottom of her eyes. Actually, I'm going to start with her nose because, like I said, it's going to come out here. The first eye will be here. We can just mark these in. Second eye will be about there. And we're going to have the nose start about here where the horizontal and vertical guidelines cross. We'll have it go in. I'm trying to make this visible. Go in, and then it'll come out. And her nose is a little bit pointed up, so we'll have it pointed up like that. Comes down at a very sharp angle. And then we'll have the nostril like here. I'm going to erase some of these as I go to make it a little easier to see. And we can have it come out like that. And then we can have just a style thing. I usually put a little line up there. Now we'll draw in her eyes a little bit more, and I'm just going to shape them in. I'm going to erase that, what I did there. I'm going to shape them in like so, just the tops of them. This one over here, you'll barely be able to see, but you will just catch a little bit of it. So we'll go ahead and put it in like that. And I think I've already gotten this placement a little bit off, so I'm just going to make a quick adjustment. And you can erase this. I usually choose to transform and warp and move and a little bit faster. And now I can see I've done that a little too low, so I'll put that back up. Just like that. All right, and then I'm going to draw in the mouth. So, you know, her nose will come out. We'll see a little bit of her cheek here, and then we'll see her lips will be about here. I know I usually draw people smiling, but let's go ahead and draw her like a little bit more of a frowny face, maybe a little bit more of a grumpy Gus type of character. Okay, so then I'll draw in the top of her lip like that, and then her bottom lip will come in. It doesn't start right at the corner of her top lip because then she'll look like she's pouting, so you have to come in just a little bit here and then move it in like that. You can imagine if you wanted the lips like, you know, styles like that. She doesn't really have makeup or anything on, so probably won't be doing full lines for that, but we can add it in. Then I'm going to reshape her face. Now that we have this chin will go in just a touch and then out. I mean, the dip of her chin will go in and just out just a touch like that, and then I want it to end more like that, and so I'm going to shrink off a little bit of that there. This is still the sketching phase, so don't worry about being perfect and stuff. You can always make adjustments, especially if you're on the computer. It isn't too hard. One thing I want to do is take this. I feel like this whole area here, is very crowded in, so I just want to select it and actually just move it down a little bit. Give her a little bit more room there. Okay, we can finish drawing in her eyes. So from this side angle, they'll just be a little bit more closed looking, and then this one will just be very barely visible. And she does have, even in her original style, she has some lashes, so I'll go ahead and add some of those on here and here like that, and then we'll draw in actual eye part of the eye. And then we're gonna draw in her hair. She has a like a, I guess, crown kind of thing here. I'm just gonna place it there for placement, and then we're gonna draw in her hair. So she's got very short cropped hair that is wild. I'm gonna mostly just sort of draw it one wispy line at a time, and then I'll go in later and reform it. So we're just gonna draw these lines out like this. Like I said, I put this in, and her hair will actually come out like it's being choked off there, and then this top part will go in a little bit more like that, and you can even have it like shorn in there like that. And then we'll have her hair go up like this, and then just kind of wild. I guess wild is a good descriptive, almost feral kind of hair. It's cropped short, but maintained. So we'll just go ahead and put it in like that. Anywhere that it goes into the middle thing, you can kind of brace it if you want, or have it go a little bit over it, whatever you want. I'm gonna go ahead and draw this out now a little bit more and put this in a little bit cleaner. Since I'm happy with the placement and stuff, I'm not gonna move it. I'll just leave it where it is. And then I'm going to extend some of this hair down a little bit more here, add some down here, and I'm gonna go back and finish her facial features. I just wanted to kind of get this in to help with the placement first. So I guess one thing I should do is give her some eyebrows, since I always seem to forget that. So let's give her kind of like a grumpy Gus expression. Like I said, like her eyebrows are kind of cutting off here and going up, and she's got very grumpy look, just unimpressed, maybe a little angry. And then we can draw in her ear, and then we'll go back and finish up her hair. I just wanted to get some of it in. It's always good to just kind of work around and place things a little bit at a time. You get a little more used to the placement and stuff. There we go. So there's her ear. It's about the top of her eye and the bottom of her nose. It's a little bit at an angle since her head's tilted down. I know it doesn't look like the top of her eyes, but that's generally what I was going for there. And then we'll just put it in like that, and then we can, do our little whatever ear designs you like to make. And now that her ear is in, we'll go ahead and finish some of her hair off, place it in like that, give her a little bit maybe over here too, something like that. So then we can go in and redetail her hair out a little bit better. So anywhere we want to add a few more strands, these strands that we didn't ever close off or finish, we can go in and finish them off like that, something like that, and like that. I'm gonna erase this. We'll put a few little wispy things here like so, give her a little bit more detailed hair. And then I'm going to reshape this. I don't like how it looks super flat here. So I'm going to just take it, transform it, warp, and move it up a little bit like that. And I think that's a little bit more true to her original style. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to transform this out just a touch. I think it's going in this way a little bit too much. So I'm going to take that warp tool and I'm just going to move it out and move this down a little bit more until I'm happy with the placement. And that looks a little better. So then I can go in and make up any little adjustment touches that I want. And I still want her mouth to look a little frowny, so I'll bring that out a little bit more. So now we have to add in some more of the personal touches that makes her her, including her jewelry and her facial markings and her clothes. So we'll start with the big, giant, round disc earrings she wears, and we'll just be able to see this one here from this angle. So we'll go ahead and sketch that in. You can erase the stuff behind it if you want. And then we're going to put in her line markings on her face. So under her eyes, she has these kind of warrior stripes that go down like that and like that. And you won't see this one, but it is there. I'm going to put her cheek there, and I might just add like a little touch there when I'm coloring it. And then she also has a fur collar thing here, and we'll just place it in a little bit here. Then it goes down like that, have it go out, and then down on this side. I'm just kind of roughly drawing in with some spiky looking fur things here, just like that. Okay, and we can erase anything to make sure, oh, we didn't close this one off. We'll have this one come like that. And lastly, she'll have some jewelry. You'll just be able to see the tops of it from this angle. It's like a tooth necklace or a claw necklace. I can't remember exactly. I guess I'll draw the line out like this, and there's 3 of these spike-like shapes, so we'll just draw the tops of each one here like that. And that and that. Okay, and then we will just finish it off. I'll give her a little bit of a collarbone because there's a little bit of detail missing there. I'm going to bring her shoulder up a little bit so it's not so slouchy, and this one as well. And then you might just happen to see the beginning of her white shirt a little bit there and there. Okay, so that is about it. Just go in and fill in any little details or make any adjustments you want. And then one last little thing, we're going to put this little triangle I almost missed on her forehead here, something like that. So that is that. And you can go in, you can make any little adjustments you want. I might work on her hair just a little touch here like that. And then I will show you my final inked and colored version in 3, 2, 1. There we go. So that was Princess Mononoke. If you have any other suggestions for Let's Draws or Let's Paints, let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this Let's Draw. Let me know who you want next. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.